body camera footage. This just released, I guess, yesterday on the news. Revealed what happened in a confrontation between the St. Johns County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Michael Kunovich and Virgilio Aguilar Mendez, an illegal immigrant that was apparently trespassing on a property. Sergeant Kunovich engaged in a scuffle with Aguilar Mendez, leading to the latter's restraint and handcuffs. Basically, in the video, you see him basically approaching the suspect. It's basic that, this is not new from what we've heard so far. Yeah. There's nothing on this video that's new based on what we've heard so far. The officer approaches this individual. There's obviously a little bit of a language barrier there. The individual says he doesn't understand English. The problem is when the sergeant is, trying to check this individual for weapons and continuing to question him about why he's on this property late at night while it's closed, while he shouldn't be there, while it's not his property. The individual starts to try to run. The officer tries to get him to keep his hands from going into his pockets because obviously you never know what somebody is reaching for. He does not let the officer take his hands away from his pockets, which obviously arises suspicion as an officer. And Davey, you talked about being in a country where you didn't understand 100%. The language. Yeah. And you had an encounter with the police.
Yeah. I was leaving a club and I was literally strip searched in Mexico. I was down to my underwear, but I can speak broken Spanish. However, it's a very intimidating experience, but I knew not to run. I knew they were at least communicating with me through their body too. I knew what I needed to show my wallet. They went through everything and I didn't have anything on me. So I was totally confident, but obviously this was a different situation. For him to start running, I think that makes it even more of a heightened experience.
Yeah. That's where things just get really tense for everybody involved because you don't know why he's running. And you don't know if he's just running to get some distance on you to pull out a weapon and do something from there. You just don't know because police see these things. This sounds like, oh, yeah, that would never happen to people like you and I, to normal people. But officers see this stuff every single day. This does happen and they experience it every single day. And you got to take every single precaution you possibly can to keep somebody from getting shot and killed or stabbed.
Yeah, right.
This is basically how the video continues. I think it took them 6 minutes to finally get him into cuffs. He resisted for 6 minutes.
There was a tasing.
Yeah. There were tasing in there. There was, he just wouldn't comply with officers. And rule number one is you gotta comply. You gotta get through it.
Have respect for law enforcement. Absolutely. 100%.
And if you're not doing anything wrong, it's all good.
Right.
The situation escalated as Kunovich requested identification. I think we already went through all these parts. The defense seeking a bond hearing. Sheriff Hardwick emphasizing that Aguilar Mendez could have avoided the confrontation by complying with the officer's commands. And kind of as you mentioned, Davey, you can see on the video he's trying to do body language and illustrate what he's saying. Do you have any weapons on you? Do you have identification? He's trying to give him hand signals to make his words clearer for the guy.
And even immigration lawyer will agree to that too, because you can see that there were several attempts to trying to diffuse that situation, and it just kept escalating even more and more.
Yeah,
and I think that's why they tried to take him down and put him in cuffs to calm him down because he was just being crazy and erratic. I hate to use that word, but it's the truth.
Yeah. So, the video doesn't show anything new as far as what we've talked about.
Already knew.
We've already really covered this, but it is in the news. So it is. It's a very sad situation, man. Very sad. Sergeant Kunovich, remembered by his family and friends and law enforcement officers as a dedicated officer. He passed away at Flagler Hospital. His son gave a very emotional tribute, Mikey. He lauded his father's life lessons and lessons of love growing up. Yeah. Just a great guy as far as we know, man.
Yeah.